what's up, Cardfight here, and today I'm here with another deck profile. This is going to be an Aqua deck profile. It's going to be featuring the Roaring Ripple Genovious for the Vanguard. It's going to be featuring his ride chain, and so far playing this deck, it's pretty fun. It's really fun to play. It looks like a really gimmicky deck, which it kind of is, but it's really fun. And yeah, it's probably like I definitely like this deck more than the last card deck. Personal preference, but yeah. So let's start off with the thingy. Starting Vanguard, we run Beginning Ripple, I think. Beginning Ripple Alex. So he's the starting Vanguard for the ride chain, and so he's the Pioneer. If you ride the wrong grade 1, he goes to the back. If you ride the right grade 1, you can look at the top 7 and search for a grade 2 or grade 3. So for grade 3s, run for Genovious. His effect is Limit Break 4, Persona Blast. Counter Blast 2. When this card attacks an opponent's Vanguard, at the end of the close step, if the number of front row Aqua Force units you have is 3, you can pay the cost and stand all Aqua Force units. So basically, if you want to use his Persona Blast, he has to be last to attack, and then you can Persona Blast, and then you can stand everything. After, yeah. So this happens after drive check. So if you're in a tight spot, you can attack with everything and hope you drive check one, and then activate his limit break, and then stand everything, and hopefully your opponent won't have enough guard. But I usually don't hope for the worst. Next, run 2 Waves like Spiral Benedict. Its effect is when this card attacks an opponent's Vanguard, at the end of the close step, if you have a Aqua Force Vanguard, you can stand this unit and it loses 5,000 power. So basically, in order for him to activate its effect, you have to attack Vanguard. And yeah, so I'll teach you how to use this deck later. But yeah, let's just go through the cards. And I run 2 Glory Maelstrom, simply because he's a very good finisher. Opponents don't usually see this card coming. Yeah, usually when you don't have enough copies in hand and your opponent's at 5 damage, you can ride this and then hope that they don't have enough guard to guard against your attack. The effect is Limit Break 5, kind of last one. When this card attacks, you can you can pay the cost, and this card will gain 5,000 power, and your opponent cannot use grade 1 or above units to guard, so they can only use grade 0s to guard. That's a very dangerous card, so yeah. For the grade 2, next for the grade 2s, I run 2 of the grade 2 of the ride chain. The effect is when the grade 1 is in soul, he gets plus 1k, and when this card's attack hits, and the grade 1 is in soul, you can stand an Aqua Force unit, and that unit gets plus 3,000 power. So it's a pretty good card. It's pretty good. You get an extra attack on turn 2. Next, I run 4 Valeria. This card is pretty good for early game rush and late game when you have a nice field setup. So this card pushes a lot of pressure on your opponent, and they'll probably guard against attacks that they didn't have to guard against before. And then last for the grade 2s, I run 3 Sharp Twin Strike Brave Shooter. His effect is when this card attacks and the number of Aqua Force rear guards you have in rest is 2 or less, it gets plus 3,000 power. So basically, when he attacks, he's usually the first to attack because after you declare boost, you will have 2. So yeah, he won't get the power boost. So usually attack with him first. But of course, after you Persona Blast, he'll still be 12 by himself. So yeah. So yeah, the Bushiroad website did clarify that it does count the boost. So basically, with him and the card boosting, this counts as 2. So it gets the +3 carry now. But if you attack with the Vanguard first, it doesn't get the boost. So yeah. Next, run 4 AK boosters because AK boosters are good. And then 4 of the grade 1 ride chain. This is part of the new ride chain, so when you ride the wrong grade 2 on top of this, you look at the top 7 and ride the correct grade 2. And then I run 2 Torpedo Rush Dragon. Run 2 because you mainly want this behind Valeria so you can hit cross rides, but yeah, this card it's a pretty good backup booster alternative to this. Yeah. I don't run Dorothea because my Vanguard usually isn't. Unless I limit break, he usually won't be the last to attack because I have other stuff that I want to attack with first. So yeah, Dorothea is not great. I mean, Dorothea is okay, but it's only okay if you have Benedict on the field, and that doesn't usually happen. Well, it happens, but it doesn't happen. It'll be too situational, so that's why I don't run Dorothea in this deck. So next I run 4 Perfect Arts, 2 new art, 2 old art. Yeah. And for triggers I run 8 crits, because stands don't work in this deck because he needs to have the units in the front row have to be in rest in order for him to limit break. So I run 8 crits instead. Also, 8 crits work really well with Benedict. I'll show you why later. And next, run 4 draw triggers and 4 heal triggers. This adorable heal trigger. Right. Right. So I run the 8 crits because with Benedict, with Benedict, with the booster behind, for example, if you have Torpedo Rush, which doesn't really matter, against the 11k Vanguard, you attack. For example, if you get a crit trigger, you put your crit trigger on him. You attack with him by himself. He'll be 15, so your opponent's going to need 5k guard if he's 11k Vanguard. And then you stand out with his effect, and you attack with you lose all his power. You attack with boost. You'll still be attacking for a big number, because right now he's 10, and then you still attack for 16 on your opponent's rear guard. So you're gonna force out a lot of guard out of your opponent's hand on something they probably would have not guarded against. So yeah, Benedict is very good in this deck. Crit triggers are very good with Benedict. So changes of the deck, I might take out 3 Brave Shooter for 3 Lazarus. The main reason I want to run Brave Shooter right now is because after you Persona Blast, you can attack an opponent's Vanguard for 12 by himself, and a lot of times I see, like a lot of times I played with this deck, I don't have boosters for some reason, and just having a Lazarus, being at 10, you can't force guards out of my opponent's hand. But if I don't have boosters in both sides, which it happened to me once, I could attack with 2 Brave Shooters, and then I will still be able to get their effect off because only my Vanguard and the thing behind my Vanguard is not rested, so they get their effect, and then you can still force 5k guards out of my opponent's hand. Yeah, and then they probably will potentially drop 10s for you because they're at 5 damage and don't want to die. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this deck. Yeah, it's a really fun deck. Probably one of the funnest decks for me to play in this set. Steel Dragons are pretty fun too, but I'll show you guys that another time. This is Kartaku, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!